Welcome back to episode 24 in the Youthful Revolution series featuring Immortal DC. Winter is here, so we are halfway done with the season. Let's take a look at the top 3 important matches I've played since the last time. The third most important game today is gonna be this one against Auraka. It is a 2-2 draw away from home against number 2 in the league. They managed to score the first one after Brutti actually saved the first one on a set piece. They get it back and they do score. But we do get one back, and this time it's gonna be Tenaklier, who has been on fire for us. It's a pretty easy tap in for him here. But just a couple of minutes later, another set piece for them. Easy, well, 2 easy goal actually. 2 minutes in overtime, Reis is playing it into Faiju, who is crossing it over the top for Jurgensen, who is gonna take care of this and give us 1 point. So why is this an important match? Well, I mean, I've not played that many matches, and getting a point away from home against number 2 in the league, yeah, and we played quite well. I think the game plan worked here. We were sitting back, waiting for them to make a mistake, pressure up on them, get the ball, counter, and score. I mean, that's very, very clearly it worked, and I guess both teams can actually be happy with scoring 2 times. But then again, a lot of the chances from them came from set pieces. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy about this result. I'm also happy about the performance, so that's why it's important. Second most important game that I have played, at least according to me, is a 4-2 result against Alexios at home, and they are currently sitting 17th in the league. This one started a little bit strange. We do get the first goal after 4 minutes. Hag cutting it back for Da Silva, and then somehow it's an own goal. I don't know what happened. Couple of minutes later, a set piece for them, and they do score. 29 minutes in, one of our best performers of the season so far is there, Tenaklier. A very good goal by him. And just 2 minutes later, also a very, very rare goal by someone that we have sold, which is Pinto. Well, this game was not done yet, 48 minutes in, and they do get a chance, and yeah, so back to 3-2 here. But finally, we score on a set piece, and it is a treasure with the header. Definitely a game we wanted to win, and thankfully we did so, but it wasn't that easy. It was a lot more of an open game than what I wanted it to be, but in the end we did win at 4-2, which is a pretty, I mean, that's a lot of goals, so I'm pretty happy with that. Last but not least, a 2-1 win against Firenze, where we are at home against number 5 in the league. 34 minutes in, we got a small set piece here, Gonçalves into Tenaklier, and he is gonna find Da Silva in front of goal. And just before halftime, Enrique into Gonçalves, yet again Gonçalves here, Tenaklier stomping upon it, and Jurgensen just, you know, finishing the job. But they did also get one, and yeah, surprise, surprise, it's gonna be from a corner. Not directly, but they did still manage to get one here. But this was easily the most important game, but of course, what happened here is that Firenze was actually 4th, and we were sitting 5th before this game, and well, all of a sudden, we are 4th, and they are 5th, so yeah, that's the way to do it, right? That I do like to see. Looking at the schedule, we have played 6 games, and that's also what I thought we would do. I kind of wanted to come back right now because the transfer is over, or the transfer window is over. So yeah, 6 games. It's 4 wins and 2 draws, which that's actually really good because we have 12 games in a row unbeaten. Now that's a big change compared to the first half of the season. I am very happy with this. The mid-season have been fantastic so far. Still have a couple of more games in the mid-season, at least what I would call mid-season. So yes, it's been really good, really good. Couple of big wins here against AVS SAT. They are a bottom team. Also, Caldas is also a bottom team. So we did win the ones that we wanted to win. And then we had a couple of draws against some pretty tough opponents. But also winning that game here against Firenze, that was massive. So let's take a look at the league table here. So we are, oh sorry, I was completely mistaken. I thought we were 4th. So Firenze is still in front of us, but we have a game in hand, so we can definitely go above them into 5th place. But I kind of messed that up. I thought they were sitting 4th and we were 5th, but nah, it was 5th and 6th, and we were still not in front of them. But next time we play, today, we could go in front of them because we have a game in hand. So that's, I mean, it's definitely, I mean, compared to where we were just 10 games ago, this is looking fairly good. I'm very happy with where we are right now. Very happy. Right, so the transfer have opened and also closed again in this little short while that I have been playing. So there is of course a couple of deals that have been made, actually quite a few. So let's get through some of them, and Regis is the first one. We already knew it in the last episode that he would probably go because he didn't really want to stay. He wanted more playing time, and yeah, he wouldn't take a new contract. So yeah, here we are, 100k. We can see the transfer fee up here in this skin, 100k in transfer fee. So not a massive amount. I would probably wanted a little bit more than that, but I guess it's okay. See here, he's actually valued up to 2 million now. So that's, yeah. But it's okay, we do have replacements, so it's not a big worry in terms of our playing style or missing him, you know, a lot or anything. But he was a nice player. I kind of liked him, but I just didn't. There was just a couple of other players that was in front of him in terms of who was playing. So yeah, there we go, he's gone. Pinto is sold. Yeah, the best player at the club, I sold him, and I didn't really want to, and it's not like he actually wanted to go or anything. But there was a bit of a bidding war going on him, and it ended on 600k, right? So he left the club to Rio Ave, and Rio Ave decided that they wanted to loan him back for the rest of the season to us. So we still have him for the rest of the season, so it's fine. I mean, that's okay. And 600k is probably, it is the biggest transfer we have gotten. So I mean, I wouldn't have taken anything less than 600k for him. I should probably have gotten more, to be honest. But again, it's like, or not again, but what I kind of want to tell you is, I don't mind selling them a little bit cheaper than what you potentially could get for them. I rather take a good amount of money now and then invest it into more good players and then keep it going for a while until we get to a stage where we don't want to sell our best player anymore. But we are nowhere near that level yet. That's not going to happen before we are in the Premier League, probably, or Premier League. I don't know how you pronounce it in Portuguese, but yeah, we're not quite there yet. We would rather keep going for profit rather than keeping our best players. That's what I'm trying to say. But don't get me wrong, I'm sad to see him go because he was a really good player for us. But at least we got him until the end of the season. Younes Verhaak have been sold. Yep. And this one is a little bit more devastating. I think he was worth a lot more than what I got for him. Only 135k. He wanted to leave, and he was already making up a fuss because I didn't sell him the first time around. I tried to negotiate with him, and that was just nothing stopping him. He wanted to go. But the thing is, where did he actually go? He went to BVT, whatever that is. It's one of the bigger clubs in Portugal. And same deal, right? We got him back on a loan deal, and he wanted to come back on loan. So why would you, I don't understand, why would you like to go in the first place to another team just to be loaned back to the team you didn't want to be with to begin with? But I'm happy to have him for the rest of the season. I'm not happy with the fee overall. This is one of those times where I'm like, god dang, that's annoying that I have to sell him for this price. Because I did not want to. I mean, if it was like double this, then it wouldn't hurt as much. But 135 seems a little bit low for this quality of player, because he's been good for us. Absolutely, he's been good. So unfortunately, he is also gonna be gone after the summer or when this season is done. But now we can take a look at the ingoings, because that was all the outgoings. We're done with the outgoings, except from loan deals. Yeah, we have, of course, loan deals, but I'm not gonna go through all of those because that's a lot. Ingoings, we also have quite a few, and the first one is Paulinho, who, it's basically, I mean, a lot of the deals I'm making is more value. I'm looking at value. How can I get value out of these guys? Now, he is a 5-star potential, right? And he is already a 3-star current ability, so he's already good enough for the first team. Now, is he gonna play this year? Well, he actually did play one game already because of issues with a couple of injuries at a point. So he actually did play, and he did get an assist and 8.1 in average rating. So he is very close to first team time. Yeah, he's very close to that, and he is a good player. I think this guy is probably one of the better ones that I signed overall. What is he? I'm not too sure what he actually is, but he's sort of a mix between a winger and a pressing forward. He's kind of a mix between a winger and a pressing forward. I can't really tell where he's going to end up playing, but that determination of 20, yeah, that's going to make sure that an off-the-ball 15, oh, that's disgusting. That is disgusting. He don't even need the finishing, but he got it anyway, and composure of 10. Yeah, very, very rapidly fast, so very good player. I'm pretty happy to have him. Another very interesting player that we got in is Nildo Caron, who is actually right now the third choice in the central defense on either side, because he is both fairly strong left-footed and fairly strong right-footed. Cost me nothing, that's very good. 5-star potential, 2.5-star current ability, 14 jumping reach, concentration 10, heading 12, marking 13, very important, tackling 12, meh. Strength 13 is pretty important. Positioning is a little bit low. That's probably something he needs to work on. First touch of 9, which is not bad. Technique of 11, which is very good as a ball-playing defender. Vision of 10 as well. So he's very well-rounded. Does he have a weakness? Decision making maybe. I don't know. He's definitely up there, and he could become better than both Rice and Tressa in the long run. I think he's not quite there. I think he's third choice, right? Or second choice to both places. So if one of these is not playing, he's probably the one in there. Akio Gregolin is a, well, what is he? Well, and he's maybe an advanced forward or maybe a winger. I think he can do both things. So he's also a mix of two things, I would say. Not too sure where we're gonna end up playing him. I mean, if we're playing with a winger or an inverted winger over here next season, even an inside forward, he could definitely be starting there. He's good enough for that. This season, on the other hand, I don't really have too much of a need of him. He's like 4th choice striker right now. He's like behind DePauler and definitely behind Tenaglia and also Jurgensen. So he's like, and he is on an important regular starter time, not important, but regular starter. So we kind of need to play him at some point. I haven't played him yet, but he is a good player, right? 17 acceleration, very good balance, very good dribbling, decent technique, decent off the ball. So depending on, I mean, and that's the thing, he also got the 12 crossing. He's fairly rapid with the 14 pace, stamina of 11. Work rate is probably his minus here. I think work rate is probably his only really weakness. Is there anything else that I'm sitting here thinking that is a real weakness? Maybe long shots of 7 is not great. But overall, just a good player, and he cost me absolutely nothing. He's costing 400 wages, but yeah. So hopefully he can become good next season for us. I do see he has a weak left foot, so I think he's mostly a winger or an inside forward. That's probably the two choices we have here. Ibert Fragoise, someone who is a little bit further away from the first 11 or, you know, the first team compared to the other 3 players we just were looking at. But he got a lot of potential, this guy. I think with his technique and his passing ability and his first touch, yeah, and the flair and even the agility and balance is also half decent. He is not a bad attacking midfielder, right? He's definitely not a bad attacking midfielder. The question is, will we play with an attacking midfielder anytime soon? I don't know. And how much will this guy develop? I do not know. But for 160 wages, yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. He's definitely quite good to have, and he might be loaned out or something like that. But very good player. And we also got a guy called Herik, not too sure. So he's, I don't know if he's like 4th choice central defender right now or something like that. Again, same deal. He got a very good strong left foot, so he can play either side. Actually, he got a strong right foot, so he's actually more left-footed than right-footed. But anyway, he do have a couple of holes in his system, or something he needs to work on before he is gonna catch up to the rest of the guys. His strength is not quite there, and his heading is also not quite there. But other than that, he could definitely develop into something quite good. Also, his pace and acceleration needs to go up slightly, but he got some decent numbers in marking, tackling. I mean, I want to say bravery, but I don't know how much bravery actually means. But I think bravery is important in many. Yeah, I do think bravery is important when we're talking about very defensive players. So overall, I think also leadership of 14. So yeah, overall a pretty good player, but not quite there yet. More than likely just gonna be sitting in the under 19s and play quite a bit down there to get a bit of experience. I hopefully will not have any use for him in the first 11 or the first team here. I hope not, but maybe. Venderson, what a great name that is. I really like that name, Venderson. I bought him for 2.1k, so nothing special. It doesn't even mean anything to buy them for that. Most of them get more in royalty bonuses, so or not royalty. What is it called? Yeah, it is called royalty. So fairly determined character here, and he's kind of brought in to replace Regis in some cases because he can play either side. So he's probably, you know, sort of that guy. But there might be other people ahead of him right now in terms of... But I think on the right-hand side, he's probably the backup to... Not Wilhak. What is the other guy's name? Or German. No, he's not a German. What is his name? I forgot his name, but our captain. I completely forgot his name. Hopfer. He's probably back up to him right now, and he's way more going forward than anything. This guy cannot defend for... Yeah, he's not a defender. This guy is definitely someone who is gonna get up there, cross it in, technique, so he can... I mean, his grappling is only 9, but his technique is 14, so you know he's gonna do stuff. He got decent, or actually very, very good physicals, and he also got the work rate and the stamina to go in every single time there's going to be a pressure. So that's pretty good. Bravery of 17 as well, so he will do some of those duties on defensive duties, but he might not do them too well because his tackling is 5, so yeah, go figure. But yeah, anyway, I think it's still a good signing overall. I think the only negative about him is that he's not that defensive and also costs 400 in wages, which is a little bit high. But it's nothing that we can't handle. He actually have played 2 games, as you can see, or come off as a substitute 2 times. So yeah, not too bad. 6.85 so far in average ratings. Not terrible as a substitute. So, to the most expensive of all of our signings is Andres Ramirez. And yeah, he is from... Finally, not a Brazilian from South America. He is Uruguayan. Okay, 77k I brought him for. That is, I think that's the highest amount of money we've brought anyone for, I think. And he's not even valued that high, which is a little bit problematic. So what is he? Well, he's a kind of a mix between a complete wingback and a inverted winger. I think he's mostly going to be playing as an inverted winger or a winger, but he could definitely also be one. If we are controlling a game or we are going in against a really weak team, just plop him into the wingback area and he's just going to be nasty business, right? He got so many good numbers here. I mean, his physicals are absolutely disgusting. Agility and balance of 16 and 17. I mean, play the ball into him and there's not going to be any worries that he's going to miss any opportunities. Because he also got the technique, he also got the passing and the vision to pick out a ball. So this guy, just pass it into him and he will do something, right? He will do something with the ball. Maybe he's going to run down and dribble with it. Maybe he's going to be passing it into space to someone with his vision. This guy's good. Now, where is his weaknesses? Well, obviously, his defensive duties. He's not very good defensively. Marking and tackling is 5. But otherwise, this guy is really good. Also, we don't want him to ever take a shot because 5 finishing and 9 composure, that's not going to be good enough. But overall, I mean, I don't know. So far, he's been injured, right? He's been injured, so he hasn't played. But I think when he is fit, he's probably going to be starting in now instead of Wilhak. Because Wilhak is going to go at the end of the season anyway, so I kind of want to play this guy rather than Wilhak, but that also depends on the games. If we are up against someone, you know, in top 5 in the league, then I probably want to play Wilhak instead. But if we're playing someone like near the bottom of the league, then Ramirez is probably going to be in there. Nikki Cockerline. Nah, it's probably Cockerline, but a Cockerline, it sounds nice, right? Actually, I'm not too sure when it's British, right? He's a British player or English player, so maybe it is Cockerline. Cockerlin or Cockerline? Oh, I mean, I'm demonetized right now, am I not? It's probably not that bad. So Cockerline or Cockerline. I don't know, which one should I go for? Cockerline or Cockerlin? I'm gonna go for Cockerlin. Yeah, so Cockerlin is probably the worst of the bunch that I have signed. He's a central defender with a lot of holes in his system, especially his heading is not that great, and also composure and stuff like that needs to be worked on. But he's not that far off the other guy, Hirik here. He's not that far off him, so he's probably gonna just be sitting in the under 19th, or more likely actually going out on loan. He is in development here, on development list. He didn't find a club. There was no suitors for him before the transfer ended, but next season he might go out on loan. But yeah, decent little signing. I mean, he didn't cost me anything, so, and only 230 wages, so I'll take a gamble on that. Now, what I think will happen is he'll probably get a bit of playtime next season, and then probably in the winter or next summer transfer, an English team is gonna come in for his price, and there we go. We got a pretty good amount of profit. I want to bet on that's gonna happen, because that's how it usually goes with the British players. We got another attacking midfielder in Bruno Faria, and he did actually cost me money this one, but I think it's worth it. 13k is not really, it's not a lot, especially not if I get almost 300k out of him. Do I get that? I don't know. If I get 100k out of him, he would still have been worth it. So yeah, he got the vision. He got the vision of 16. So you know that's really good. And the agility of 11 is also. I mean, his physicals overall are not that great, but the agility is probably the important stat here for an attacking midfielder. Decent technique, good passing, and that's about it, right? He's just a decision making of 15 is pretty good as well. But yeah, there is a lot to work on with this guy, but he's not a bad player. He's playing up for 220 per week. Hopefully we can sell him down the line. I don't think he's ever gonna be good enough for the first team, but that's not why I signed him. I'm signing some of these I'm signing just purely for profit, and I think there's gonna be profit in this guy. I did also sign a defensive midfielder. There is not a lot of them out there, but I did get one of them, and his name is Flamel, and he is right now actually part of the first team. Yeah, he's in the first team. I think he's played in one game here. Yeah, one game. So I think he's good. I actually think he's quite good. He got really good teamwork, decent work rate, very good tackling, decent marking, pretty decent heading and jumping reach. Good enough first touch, and his passing is also not terrible. So it's just well-rounded kind of midfielder here that got the attributes you want to see on someone who's gonna take the ball off someone. So yeah, and he can run all day. 14 in natural fitness, pretty good. I mean, he's just a fairly good player, fairly determined, isn't he? I forgot where is the Youngster Breakthrough. This new skin is still tricking me out. It's gonna take some time to figure out where things are. Oh, it's over here. Fairly ambitious, actually, not fairly determined. But yeah, still, it's yeah, I'm happy about this signing. Very happy, actually. Cost me nothing. 220 in wages. He looks like someone that could potentially be good enough to be, you know, even more part of the first team next season. So yeah, very happy about that one. And the last one, Amelindo Padir. Amelindo Padir. Padir. We're just gonna call him Padir. Wingback, another wingback, and he's also on the right-hand side. I felt like I probably needed someone that was a little bit more defensive than Wanderson. The good thing about both Wanderson and this guy is that they can both also go up to the midfield and play wingers, right? Both of them can actually go up there and play wingers quite well. So that's another kind of part of this deal, which is nice. So this guy's slightly better defensively speaking than Wanderson. So if we need someone and Hopfer is out for whatever reason and we need someone a little bit more defensive, this is the guy. I mean, mostly he's probably going to be playing in the under-19s this season. But again, I think it's just a good signing. He's cheap, 220 in wages, nothing. It cost us nothing to get. He's injured right now, unfortunately. So yeah, it's just another good deal, isn't it? Anything specifically out? I mean, he's just a very physical kind of player. Very good bravery, very good teamwork, very good work rate, very good, oh man, half decent stamina, technique, tackling, marking. You know, so it's all there, and he's not too terrible in his dribbling or crossing that he won't be able to do it. First touch is also 8. Passing is probably a little bit poor in 7. He probably needs to work on some of his techniques, but otherwise I'm pretty happy with him. If he is moving more forward, off the ball is not great, and we don't want to use him to pick out a pass right now. He's more of just a physical beast. That's what you should look at this guy as. A physical beast that is gonna be fairly decent in defensive duties, but nowhere near Hopfer's levels, of course. But yeah, he's okay. All right, so straight into the games today, because yeah, that was a lot of transfers to go through here. So I think we need to go into the games now. I probably wanted to update you on a couple of other things, but we can do that next time. So, Belenenses, or whatever their name is here, they are 7th. Are they 7th? Yeah, they're 7th in the league. So no way an easy match here away from home. They're going to be playing wing play, it seems like. Let's check out their scout report. Yeah, so a 4-3-3 with the wingback over here probably pushing up. All right, and reflexes, anything here that is significant for us? Pretty good acceleration and pace. But what I'm usually looking for here is only a couple of different things. I mean, I'm just getting a general idea of how they are as a team. But set piece chance creation is something I'm looking for, so I'm not too worried about the set pieces that they're gonna get. That's a good thing. Defensive deer post, that's also a good thing. That might indicate that I might want to move over to actually play for set pieces, because it's more likely we're gonna score from set pieces. So that's probably 2 of the big ones. Also, if they are really poor on through balls, or let's actually see if there is something about goal. This one, goals against, is from crosses. So we probably want to go for some more crosses in this one rather than anything else. In their last home game, they played extremely wide. I mean, this is crazy wide in there with the ball, right? With the ball. So there's definitely gonna be space both behind them, but also in between the lines here, between the fullbacks and the central defenders, and even in here. There's going to be a lot of space in there when we do counter them. That's good to know. And average possession without the ball, way more narrow. So they definitely, in transition, they're going to try and push into a more narrow one, but it's pretty high up actually, isn't it? How high up is that compared to? Not that high up actually. So then they're probably in a mid block, right? They're probably in the mid block. So tactically, I made a couple of small changes, I believe, since the last time. Let's see, is there anything in here? No. I think what I did was that I'm gonna throw it long, because our goalkeeper is actually not really Andre Lopez. How good is he actually at throwing? He is 10 in throwing, so he should actually not be doing it. But our normal goalkeeper is way better at throwing it out. That's why I got it in there. But I don't think there was anything else that changed here. No. So that's the only change, and I believe I didn't note it down, but there was something I changed on one of the roles. I just don't remember what it was. Sorry guys. I just don't remember what it was. I didn't note it down. But anyway, we are also going to be playing on cautious for most of games. I think it's actually right around 50-50 right now if we're played cautious or balanced. The most, so that's going to be interesting near the end of the season which one is going to get banned. But for this one, next match only, definitely cautious. 100% we're going to go cautious. I don't think we want to actually underlap here. I think what we want to do is probably play out. Do we want to even go down the right or left, because there's not going to be a lot of space, is there? I don't know, but what I do know I want to do is play fairly wide against them, but I'm not sure we actually want to play down the right or left hand side against them, because we might sometimes want to go through the mid, because there's going to be a lot of space in the mid as well. So let's just do whatever seems to be where there is going to be space. Hit early crosses could be a thing here, but I think actually we're just going to go with mixed crosses and just let them cross when they want to. And dribble less, nah, I don't think we want anything in there, so it's going to be a fairly simple way of playing here. Just pass into space, more direct, fairly wide, higher tempo. It's going to be fairly simplistic in our approach here against a pretty hard team. I think we do want to stop their crosses actually. They seem to be pretty good, and I don't really want. I'd rather have them go inside and take a shot from the inside, rather than them crossing it into a... I don't know if their striker is going to be very good or anything, but I feel like it's the right choice to do, and we can always take it out again after 20 minutes if we feel like it. So yeah, that's going to be the tactic, I think. Let's put in some players here. Alright, so it's not going to be the best 11 or the best bench either. Beruti is finally back. He actually was out for 3 or 4 games, where Lopez have been playing 4 games here, so he's finally back in, Beruti. Faidu, because, yeah, Hopfer, he's out with an injury. Teresa and Reis, our 2 normal central defenders, is in there. Well, Hag is going to play this one on the wingback role. Pinto and Otavio Enrique, that's pretty good. Penguinhar, I don't know if I should... Yeah, I think Penguinhar has been good enough to just keep playing him. Yeah, he's going to get it, but he's just not very defensive. We could put Paulinho in there instead, but I don't think so. Or, you know, one of the other 2. Where are they? I don't even think we have them with us here. Saldo or Gonçalves, but nah. Ramirez, I'm gonna try him up there. Because right now we got a red card to Da Silva. Or not a red card, but just too many yellow cards. So he can't play Da Silva, unfortunately. And up top is going to be Tinaklier on the pressing forward. That's actually the first time I'm going to play him on that role. And De Pauler as the advanced forward instead. Unfortunately, we have Jurgensen out with an injury. And also Gregor Lin is also out with an injury. So he can't play either. So, and that means our bench is a little bit weak up top with Fragoas and also Miguel on the bench. That is not exactly players that I wanted to play here, but they might have to come in, or one of them maybe have to come in later on. So that's going to be an interesting bench, I would say. Anyway, I think we're ready to go. 9 minutes in, Wilhag is cutting into Vaiju, who is giving it to Penguinhar, and he's going to round his man, and he is going to cut it back in here for Henrique, who is going to go down, and that is going to be a penalty. I already know that. It is a VAR, and yeah, it's gonna be a penalty. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's gonna go in or not, but it's definitely a penalty. Maybe not the biggest penalty in the world. Oh, Enrique is gonna take it himself. Okay, all right, let's see. There we go, easy peasy. 20 minutes in, the usual pause, and yeah, it's been pretty good. I mean, that penalty goal, that's of course gonna help quite a lot, but also overall it seems like that they had one highlight that was completely blocked here, a long shot. It didn't really work for them. We had 2 long shots as well, Pinto and another Pinto shot. All right. He seems to be really happy with shooting as of late. I don't know why. Maybe just because he just moved club and came back on loan. He needs to prove something. I don't know. So yeah, I think the game plan is working here. We seem to take advantage of some of the... You can even see it in the heat map. We're taking advantage in between the lines here in the half spaces. Kind of taking advantage in there. So, and also out wide sometimes. But we're not running that wide, actually. We're more so trying to get those balls into the midsection, because when we are getting the ball, they're fairly wide, right? They're playing extremely wide when they have the ball, and when they lose it, they're still gonna be wide, and that is where we are really getting the ball up the field really quickly, and we're gonna take advantage of those half spaces in there. So yeah, so far so good. Can't really complain too much, so let's just move on. 30 minutes in, and they finally played through us, and this is where I really liked to have Hopfer, because it was from the left-hand side they played through us, but it was a really long sequence, and they got their goal. Okay, so half-time, and it is not the most exciting game in the world here. I think there was 4 highlights in total, where, well, 2 for each, basically. 2 for each of us, and they did score on that one kind of good chance they had, and they got the goal. And we kind of had one more really good highlight that we didn't score on, and we had the penalty, of course. So it's a very even game. We actually hit the woodwork, right? We hit the woodwork on that really good chance, but fortunately no goal. Very even game, can't really complain too much. I mean, it's annoying that they scored on that one, but it was a really good goal. Very, very good goal, actually, they scored there. It was like 2-minute highlight, and then it ended up in that goal. So yeah, can't really complain too much about that. They really outplayed us in that sequence. So yeah, let's just continue and see what happens. I don't think tactically we can change a whole lot that would make us a whole lot better and them a lot weaker. I mean, it's okay where it is. All right, so 57 minutes in here. Things have definitely, I don't know if it's just random but it's definitely turning where the match momentum is going in their favor and not ours, which means something have happened in the game. I can't really tell what it is. I need to play way more on, yeah, what would it be called? Is it this one? Yeah, I'm playing on extended, so I would need to go comprehensive to actually have an idea here with only 1 or 2 highlights being shown so far in the second half. That's the problem. That's the problem with the game, I would say. What are we gonna do about it? What are we gonna do about it? It's really hard to tell what they changed, but they're definitely going down our right-hand side quite a bit here from the heat map. Let's take a look at the analyzer, actually. I mean, I think what we probably want to do is even try to hit them even harder on the outside, because right now it seems like if they do manage to get back in and defend, which it seems that they can manage to do right now, there is not going to be any room in that midfield at all, right? There's not going to be any space. So what we probably want to do is go even more wide and probably try to play on the outside, really try to play out there and shift all of them to the right or all of them to the left, so there will be even more space for the guy that we have on the left or right on the other side. So I think something like instructions extremely wide and even more direct here, and then hit early crosses would probably be it. Do we want to focus down one of our sides? Which one of our sides got the best wingers or best? Ramirez is fairly good on the left-hand side, but he's probably gonna be better getting into the box. So I'm thinking playing down the right-hand side here and then cross it over to him. Or something like that, or to the pressing forward. But I think that might be good. Maybe play for set pieces as well, because, yeah, we could definitely get something from set pieces here later in the game, I think. Run a defense? No. Well, I guess we could do that, but I'm not too sure how good their team is compared to ours in terms of tackling and dribbling. So I'm gonna go say no. Well, and then again, no, I don't like it actually. I think this is okay. We definitely want to be extremely wide here. And extremely more. Actually, just passing directness more direct actually. And hit early crosses. Yeah, let's do this. Do we want to make any subs as well while we're at it? Probably one. I don't know about Ramirez here. He's got 6.3 and a yellow, so that's never a good sign, is it? Yeah, probably going to make a couple of subs in a couple of seconds here. Let's just keep it running for a while here. See if anything is happening. It doesn't seem... Oh, there we go. Match momentum is definitely going our way, maybe. Well, let's just pause it here. 62. Nothing really happened in the match engine, but let's just bring Ramirez out. Who do we have that could be interesting? Imbalo seems to always do good when he's coming on, so let's just bring Imbalo on. Tenaglia is probably the best one on the counter, so DePaulo is probably more up for grabs here. But we don't really have any good strikers out there, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense to actually make that change. Anyone else? Maybe the midfield, but Otavio Enrique is actually playing quite well here, so probably not. We could go for someone a little bit more attacking on the left-hand side. I guess maybe Arthur could be a good choice here. Yeah, let's do Arthur actually. 73 minutes in, and it does seem to be a little bit more even in terms of the match momentum now. We had one good chance, they had one good chance after that, so it seems even, which I'm okay with that. If they score, yeah, sure, it's annoying, but Tenaglia, I think he's coming out now. Fresh legs up front could be very helpful here. I don't know actually who we should put in. Probably the one that is going to be the most rapid, quick kind of player that can also potentially score a game. Flair of 16 is quite big here actually. Fragoise, also Flair of 15, not quite as quick. Probably more of a winger, which is not bad either, but we don't really need that type of player right now. I think Miguel is coming in instead of Tenaglia here, but I think we're gonna move Paula and Tenaglia or Miguel around, so Miguel is gonna be the advanced forward here. Yeah, let's try that. And I guess we should also make a second sub. I'm gonna gamble slightly here and put Vanderson on instead of Faiju, because we're playing down the right hand side. We kind of want someone who's really good on the ball, and Vanderson is definitely way better on the ball than Faiju. And Vanderson is also just very good at crossing, so that could help us out quite a bit if we're trying to find a goal here. On the counter, that is. 83 minutes in, and yeah, things are definitely not moving in our direction, so I just pushed it on defensive, and we're gonna make the last sub. I don't know who we're gonna take out, but probably just fresh legs in the midfield here. Pinto he's about done. And yeah, I think just Flamel is gonna get his first game here. Mostly because we don't have a lot of other people out there, so I mean the yellow card is also concerning, but probably not as much as Pinto's legs here. So let's just put another defensive midfielder in there. Full time, a 1-1 result, not the worst result in the world if you ask me. Especially not with our entire best first team, and also the bench was a little bit meh when we we definitely didn't look as good after my subs. So I don't know, I think, yeah, I'm fairly happy with the way it went here. It was a tough game. It was a really tough game, and they were probably a little bit better than us here. But I can't really complain too much about the end result of getting 1 point away from home against a pretty tough opponent. So yeah, that's decent. It's a decent result. Next game is gonna be against Oliveirense, who is a third in the league. So it's not gonna be an easy one, even at home. They're gonna be playing wing play yet again. They seem to be pretty good at defending at the near post here, so probably not good for set pieces or set piece routines. Through balls, effective from through balls, that's not good for us either, because that is probably how we can concede quite often. Or on set pieces. Are they good? Okay, they're not good in the air. Aerial reach is really poor, so that's at least something. And set piece chance creation is also piss poor, so that's not too terrible for us. Crossing, also not really good. Alright, so even with them actually being a wing play kind of group or team, they're not very good at crossing. That's interesting. Seems like they're playing a normal kind of width with a kind of a diamond in there. It's a very odd formation in terms of that, because they are very narrow in here, but they are kind of normal. It actually looks quite good. I think this could be a really, really hard opponent. If they're gonna be in control, I think they're gonna be quite tough to beat, and I think they will be in control. About off the ball here, a lot deeper. but still same kind of width. So yeah, it's gonna be a tricky one to actually beat these guys, I think. Just like the last one. I think it's gonna be like very even. I would probably predict a draw, if anything, here. I don't really think I got anything to change in terms of our tactic here to begin with. We'll probably change it when we see something happening in the match engine. I think we're just gonna go in how I want to go in. Also cautious mentality here. Definitely cautious mentality. Whoop, no, very defensive. Cautious, please. There we go. Let's find our players. It will be pretty much the same 11 as before, except from the silver coming in, but otherwise the same 10. And the bench, yeah, it's a little bit better with Hopfer almost ready to play, and also Gregolin almost ready to play, so they might come on later on. Yeah, it's a little bit better this time around. Also, the silver is definitely an upgrade to get in there. So, where is the guy I just played before here? Ramirez. Oh, he's actually not quite ready. I think we're gonna leave him out, actually. I think we're okay with Wanderson in there instead as the wingback option on the left from the bench. Yeah, okay, let's go. Let's get in there and see if we can get a result here at home. Alright, so 20 minutes in and absolutely nothing have happened. Nothing, no highlights at all. I mean, what have happened is that we are sitting a little bit more in position than what I thought would happen. They are sitting extremely deep and we just can't get through. But it seems like we are getting out to our wingers. I mean, we're actually going through the mid right now. So I mean, they are not that narrow. Yeah, this is a tricky one, isn't it? I mean, when they are on the ball, they are extremely narrow, so that's interesting. When we are on the ball, average position with the ball here, we are actually quite wide. So the question is, should we? I mean, we can't play more narrow than what we do. It's not possible. It's not possible to play more narrow. So the question is, can we push something somewhere where we could potentially get a chance or two here, because nothing is happening right now? Or should we just continue? Are we happy with just having the match momentum and just keep going until something is gonna crack? I think so. I think so. It's a really odd one. It's not very often this happens, but yeah. You know what? One thing I will do, just because we are a little bit more in control than they are, I'm gonna push it up to balance and see what happens with that. Alrighty, half time. Yeah. So. I mean, we had 2 highlights. That was 2 highlights for us and none for them. So I guess we can be happy with that. Unfortunately, not a goal, but it was pretty close. One of them was pretty close, actually. I also forgot that we actually are playing Paulinho in this one. Not what's his other name? Paulinho. No, I forgot his name. Where is he? Is he outside? Nah, he's not even on the bench. What is his name? The other guy. Palinqua? Yeah, Palinqua. So yeah, Paulinho is actually in here. I guess the wingers are not really working here. If we had wingers that would actually be maybe better at their job, we could potentially create more chances. So I'm wondering what we could do in that department, because they seem to be happy with just letting us have the ball for some reason. I don't know why that is. I mean, they do have the ball sometimes, but they don't really, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them, because I haven't seen anything from there. I haven't seen them play yet at all. I only have this to go off by. I mean, they're just passing it around there. They're not really going over the line. Maybe we're just taking the ball off them before that happened. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? I don't really have a change here. I don't really want to change things when it's actually going in our favor. They are pretty. I mean, they're 3rd place, right? They're 3rd place. Yeah, we are at home, but they are 3rd place. So I think we just continue and hopefully they don't get a set piece. If they're gonna score, it's gonna be a set piece in the 89th minute. That's how it's gonna go with this game. But anyway, let's just continue. Alright, 53 minutes in. Pretty early on here, but I'm not happy with my winger. Paulinho, he's not working here. He's 6.2 now, and we need someone who's a little bit better on the ball. His passing is just not good enough. His vision is not there. We need someone who can actually take care of the ball in there. It's either gonna be Saulo or Gonçalves. I mean, I think Gonçalves is probably a little bit better on the ball here, so I think I'm gonna put Gonçalves in there. Fight you, Pinto, Vilhak. Got a yellow on Rice. I think the Paulo should be good in there, but the Silver is also one of those that I'm thinking, how good is he on the ball? He's quite good on the ball. He should be better on the ball. I kind of want to give him a... Actually, let's just that and then... Damn, I can't do that. Let's just hold on for a minute here. There we go. What I want to do is go on the Silver here, play instructions, and say, hold up the ball. Because I want more people forward before he's doing stuff up there, because we are controlling the possession anyway. So we are actually going to try hold up the ball here on him, and maybe also take more risk on him as well. So there we go, let's try that. Well, it isn't 89 minutes in, but that is absolutely disgusting. Thankfully, we get one back just a couple of minutes later with Gonçalves' absolutely fantastic assist here. That cross is just something else. Missed opportunity on a corner is actually bringing us the second ball, and Tinaglia is cutting it back here for Octavio. Enrique, who's gonna put it in. Lovely. Alrighty, 70 minutes in, and that free kick goal. They had, so far, they still have only one highlight in this game, and that was that free kick. Absolutely disgusting. That was just, I was just, oh, you cannot do this to me, game. You cannot do this to me. That was just, oh man. But thankfully we got back, and we got back really good. 2 goals so far. Pinto is on a yellow. That's worrying. Do we have anyone out there that could come in instead of him? I guess Flamel would be a fairly decent choice here. Is Flamel actually left-footed? I don't think so. Yeah, I think actually. Oh, that's actually a little bit of an. It should be okay. It should be okay, but I'm a little bit worried about that. I was also thinking that where is he? Can't find him. Da Silva, right? Da Silva on 6.3. Not too good. I think someone else over there could be. Oh, we only got one guy, and that is a new guy called Fraguasi. I haven't tested him, but he could probably be good on that role as well. Good agility, decent first touch, very good passing and technique. Doesn't have the vision, but you know what? Flair is 15. It's just putting in there, exactly like the other guy, holding up the ball and, you know, waiting for opportunities to arise. Da Silva. Out you are. All right, 79 minutes in, and we're gonna make the last 2 subs right now. I mean, Reis on a yellow is never a good sign, but he got some decent conditions, so I'm not gonna be too worried. Maybe we're gonna put him to not tackle harder. Velhag is pretty much done for. I don't like putting Vanderson in right now, but I'm gonna do it anyway, just because of condition concerns here. Same with Faiju. Yeah, I think we're just gonna put Hopfer in there. He's definitely a decent defensive kind of guy right now to put in there, so yeah, let's just do that, and also just pause it here and Rise right here, player instructions, ease off the tackles please. There we go, and we're off. Full time, 2-1. What a absolutely brilliant result for us. That was big, that's a big result, that one. 2-1, I like it. Tinaglia with the goal, player of the match, but I think Gonçalves coming in and getting that assist. Yeah, that was a really good move, apparently. That was a really good move. That was a really good assist. So, I mean, what is there to say? I mean, they had one chance. Right? That set piece goal was the only thing I saw. That's the only thing I ever saw from them. No highlight other than that. That's crazy. From a team that is third, or they're probably not third anymore, but they were third in the league. Well, I got no complaints. I got no complaints because we are playing really, really, really solid here. Oh yeah, Oliverense dropped down to 5th spot now, and we took the 4th spot. And interesting enough, yeah, SLBB cannot be promoted. They are not, SLB cannot be gained promotion. So right now the 4th spot is actually a promotion. I don't even know, I haven't checked the rules on that actually. But that's probably a promotion playoff spot. Yeah, it's a playoff spot. So we would have to play the 3rd division, well, nope, it's going to be that one then. Premier League, so we have to play someone from the Premier League if we were to end on the 3rd spot. That's, but wow, what a, is that 15 games or something? It should be saying it out here. 14 games unbeaten. How about that, guys? How about that? 14 games unbeaten. I did not see that coming with the start of the season. That's incredible. I wonder how it's going to go the last 10 games, or how many do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games. Right, the next 12 games. How are they going to go? Well, I guess we'll need to see that the next time. I'm probably going to come back either in the last 3 or in the last 2, or it depends. It depends on where we are and how it looks, but it's probably going to be down here, right? I'm going to play the first 10 or 9 or 11 games or whatever it is and come back near the end here. So hopefully, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this one. It's definitely, yeah, it's definitely a much better season than what we could have expected it to be in the last episode. So, yeah, it's just good. Do I want to be promoted? Not really. If you know what I mean. Do I really want to be promoted into the best league in Portugal right now, with us having already now our players are nowhere near the league standard, even in Division 2. I think we need at least one more season to prepare ourselves with players both coming in and also developing a bit before we should actually go up. I think it would be a mistake going up. I mean, if that happens, fine, but it would probably be a mistake, to be honest. I don't think we are ready for a promotion yet. But hey, if that happens, it happens. So anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll see you around next time.